Sorry, Prabhu. February 11th, 1976. Shayavan Swami has finally written. He has gone to Vrindavan to rest, he said. I've been very ill and traveling too much, so now I'm helping to take care of the deities here. Prabhupada was pleased to hear his message, but being aware of Shayavan's disturbed state of mind, he mercifully offered him a chance for rectification. I think it will be good if you live with me and assist me in so many ways. Here there are other GBC and sannyasis like Jayapataka Maharaj, Bhavananda Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Goswami, etc. It will be nice if you stay with experienced men. I hope you'll be benefited this way. Swarup Damodar also sent a letter from America. He is unable to leave there for at least 6 months due to a pending immigrant visa application. So will not be able to attend the programs planned for early summer in Manipur, his home state. So Swarup Damodar is busy setting up the Bhaktivedanta Institute to aid in preaching in the scientific world in colleges and universities. He, Rupanuga, Madhava, Sadaputa, Ravinda Swarup and Shubhananda Prabhus are the core members. He wanted to know if he could start up a Sankirtan party to fund a proposed college lecture program in the fall. Prabhupada discussed the idea with Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who suggested that since his Radha Damodar traveling Sankirtan party is already collecting and has a very solid university program, the institute members could travel on their buses. This would solve their funding problems and guarantee many opportunities for the type of preaching they want to do. Prabhupada liked the idea. He wrote back suggesting Swarup Damodar accept the offer. Swarup Damodar also suggested that the candidates for the titles of Bhaktivedanta and Bhakti Sarvabhauma could submit a thesis on a Vaishnava topic. Some of these scholarly essays could then be published into small books. Prabhupada liked the idea and told him, regarding publishing books, these books can be published by you and men in your rank. Ordinary men cannot write such books. So therefore, if a book is written by one man with Bhaktivedanta or Bhakti Sarvabhauma and it is of high quality, then it may be considered by me for publishing. So first I'd like to offer my obeisances, all the Vaishnavas. I feel a little embarrassed, but still I try to speak something. Srila Prabhupada is talking about Swarup Damodar. He was, I think, if you see the book, Life Comes from Life, Leben kommt von Leben. Yeah, that was T.D. Singh, and he is Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj. So later on he accepted sannyas, and he is originally from Manipur, and he went to the US to do PhD in chemistry. And Srila Prabhupada, he met Srila Prabhupada and he was attracted to the movement, and Prabhupada asked him specially to preach to the scientific community. So he engaged him in this way. And whenever any scientist would come, Prabhupada would engage Bhakti Swarup Damodar to, in a conversation with them. So there is one very funny pastime. Some of the scholarly gentlemen, they come and see Srila Prabhupada, and then Prabhupada asks them something like, who is God? Like they are theologians, so they teach the philosophy of God in the universities, and these professors, they're like, it's very difficult to say, we don't really know who God is. And then Prabhupada turns to Swarup Damodar Maharaj and he says, so Bhakti Swarup Damodar, if someone teaches something they don't know, what do we call them? And then he replies, we call them cheaters. So he just engages Maharaj in this way that people may not listen to me directly, but they will listen to you because you are learned. So that is also one point Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can say, took sannyas because people were not listening in a way. People were not taking him seriously. Like there was the pastime when some of the small children, they were teasing him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought, if I have come to deliver all of them, but if they are committing offense, this is not possible. So that is why he took sannyas. So there are different ways people listen to a higher authority. In today's days, maybe it's PhD, I don't know, but that's what Prabhupada engaged disciples like himself. And yeah, that was the point of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking sannyas was to preach. And here also Srila Prabhupada, he used the concept of yukta vairagya. So whatever was there, he used that in Krishna's service. So that was Swarup Damodar Maharaj, and he did a lot of service later on by establishing Bhaktivedanta Institute, and we can read about those later sometime. Yeah, he was expert in. He was from Manipur, so Manipur has a very traditional Vaishnava culture. It is the place where I think it was Srinivas Acharya, or one of the 3 disciples of Jiva Goswami. They went there and they turned the whole community into Vaishnava. So they have a very nice Vaishnava culture, and still it's you can see it there today. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Just put the bookmark. Adi Lila Volume 3. Okay. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jai Dvaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Dvaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jai Dvaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Dvaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I thought we could read something from Adi Leela, Advent of Lord Chaitanya, since today is Gaur Purnima. So I will just read and let's see how it goes. So this is Chaitanya Caritamrita Adi Leela, chapter 12, chapter 13, the Advent of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I wish the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even one who is fallen can describe the pastimes of the Lord. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, all glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Gadadhar Prabhu, all glories to Srinivas Acharya Prabhu, all glories to Mukunda Prabhu and Vasudev Prabhu, all glories to Haridas Thakur, all glories to Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta. All these brilliant moons have together dissipated the darkness of this material world. So all the names described here, I think it's later on that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he lists all the branches and sub-branches in the Chaitanya tree. Let me offer my respects first. Om Jnana Timirandasya Niranjana Salakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Pashita Desatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhavaya Chapatitanam Bhavanati Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. So later Krishnadas Kaviraj, he describes all the branches and sub-branches in the Chaitanya tree. So he lists all the devotees, and from all these devotees there are so many branches and sub-branches coming. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the main trunk of this tree. And Srila Prabhupada, he says in one of the purports, we will be fortunate if ISKCON is recognized as one of the sub-branches, one of the branches in the Chaitanya tree. We will consider ourselves fortunate. So we can see that the movement that Srila Prabhupada established, if we observe, it's doing the same thing. So it's an extension of the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in that way, we are very fortunate to actually take birth in this era of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, because he describes later on that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he comes in one lifetime of Brahma. So that is how many years? So Kali Yuga is 432,000 years, times 2 is Dwapar Yuga, times 3 is Treta Yuga, and times 4 is Satya Yuga. And if you add this all, it's one Yuga cycle. So in 1 days of Brahma, there are thousands of these Yuga cycle. And Krishna comes in once in one lifetime of Brahma. And immediately after Krishna comes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the Kali Yuga, he comes. So we are very fortunate in that regard. Also to be in movement of Srila Prabhupada, we can hear many statements of who Srila Prabhupada was from these memories. I was just listening the other day, and Prabhupada was just with one disciple and he was sharing. I was in the spiritual world and and Krishna told me, please go to the material world and preach. And Prabhupada replied, I don't want to go to that place. And Krishna said, you don't have to do much, you just write books, I will do the rest. So it's a very special movement, and Srila Prabhupada himself said, if I tell you how fortunate you are, you will faint. So sometimes it's difficult to imagine how fortunate we are to be born in this age, in this movement. So it is said, for the next 10,000 years, the golden age of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will continue. And Prabhupada, he said, my books will be the law books of mankind for the next 10,000 years. So right now it may be difficult to imagine how that can be, just a few of us here. But it's the prediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so somehow or other it will come true. So Prabhupada said, it's the question of if you are... It's the question of if you are willing to take the credit or not. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, he said, Prithivite yachadi nagaradi gram sarvatra prachara hoive moranam. So my names will be heard in every town and village. Now the question is, who is willing to take the benefit of doing this? So it's like my Guru Maharaj, he would say, it's like a train that's going back to Goloka Vrindavan, and if you want to jump, jump, otherwise the train is leaving. So the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's there, it's taking all the living entities to the spiritual world. So if you want to take the advantage, we jump into the train somehow. Somehow we find a way and we jump into the train. So it's a Sankirtan mission. And I was listening to Navina Nirad Prabhu in Mayapur, and he was just sharing all the stories of book distribution. And then he asked the audience, how many of you are Sankirtan devotees? And few of them, some of them raised their hand. And he asked the others, so who are the rest of you? Right? So he said, all of us, we are Sankirtan devotees because we are chanting Hare Krishna and we want everyone else to chant Hare Krishna. So we are part of the Sankirtan mission, and it does not matter what services we have. Our main goal is to chant Hare Krishna and then inspire everyone to chant Hare Krishna. So in that way, everyone, we go back to God together. It's not just one, two person. So together, it's Sankirtan. So Kirtan we do together and then we go back to God. So that's the mission. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared 500 years ago in 1486. And that was the time in Europe especially, there was the movement called Renaissance. So people were looking outwards to find different form of art or different scientific advancement. But in India there was a different form of Renaissance happening. And there was a different Bhakti movement starting. And maybe we can read some more how he appeared. But let's see. Thus I have spoken the preface of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now I shall give a synopsis of the entire book in the form of codes. First, let me state the pastimes of the Lord in codes. Then I shall describe them in detail. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, adventing himself in Navadvip, was visible for 48 years enjoying his pastimes. In the year 1407 of the Saka era, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, and in the year 1455 he disappeared from this world. For 24 years, Lord Chaitanya lived in the Grihastha ashram, household life, always engaging in the pastimes of the Hare Krishna movement. After 24 years, he accepted the renounced order of life, sannyas. He resided for 24 years more at Jagannath Puri. Of the last 24 years, he spent the first 6 years continuously touring India, sometimes in South India, sometimes in Bengal, and sometimes in Vrindavan. For the remaining 18 years, he continuously stayed in Jagannath Puri, chanting the nectarian Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He inundated everyone there in a flood of love of Krishna. The pastimes of his household life are known as Adi Leela, or the original pastimes. His later pastimes are known as Madhya Leela and Antya Leela, or the middle and the final pastimes. All the pastimes enacted by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Adi Leela were recorded in the form of quotes by Murari Gupta. So different devotees, they would write about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he, like for example, Murari Gupta, he wrote, he had all what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did when he was living in Navadvip. And later on, Swarup Damodar Goswami, he recorded all these pastimes, and then he told this to Raghunath Das Goswami, and that's how Krishna Das Kaviraj, I think, that's how he wrote all the recordings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His later pastimes, Madhya and Antya Leela, were recorded by his secretary, Swarup Damodar Goswami, and thus kept within a book. By seeing and hearing the notes recorded by these two great personalities, a Vaishnava, a devotee of the Lord, can know these pastimes one after another. it's interesting because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, we basically have three. It's Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Bhagavat, and Chaitanya Charita. There are many, but there are three main, by Vrindavan Das Thakur, Lochan Das Thakur, and Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. But we can see for the life of Srila Prabhupada, there are so many pastimes available. So never in the history of Gaudiya Vaishnavism was something so recorded. Srila Prabhupada, when he was first lecturing, he specifically asked devotees to record his lecture. Because he knew there will be devotees for so many years to come who will be listening. So it's a unique thing that we see, and it's a mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he wanted to glorify his devotees more. One disciple was asking, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is God himself, but why did he not spread the movement outside India? He could have done it by himself. He is God. And Prabhupada said he kept it for all of us to do it. So we could also take the advantage and get purified. So much of recorded pastimes of Srila Prabhupada also we can see. And we are fortunate that it's recorded. Even though we could not associate with him personally, just by reading these Prabhupada memories, it's almost the same, because Vapu and Vani, they are non-different. So by seeing and hearing the notes recorded by these two great personalities, a Vaishnava or devotee of the Lord can know these pastimes one after another. In his original pastimes, there are 4 divisions: Balya, Pagaunda, Kaishorya, and Yovana. Childhood, early boyhood, later boyhood, and youth. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the full moon evening in the month of Falguna, an auspicious time, full of auspicious symptoms, when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advented himself with the chanting of the holy name, Hare Krishna. On the full moon evening of the month of Falgun, when the Lord took birth, coincidentally there was also a lunar eclipse. In jubilation, everyone was chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hari, Hari, and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then appeared, after first causing the appearance of the holy name. So it's interesting. So it was Falgun and there was lunar eclipse. So during eclipse, it's traditional for the Hindus, they go to the Ganga and then they're chanting. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he appeared during this time, and everyone was already chanting. So here it's said, he first caused the appearance of the holy name. So first he caused the holy name to appear, then he appeared himself. At his birth, in his childhood, in his early and later boyhood, as well as in his youth, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, under different pleas, induced people to chant the holy name of Hari, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In his childhood, when the Lord was crying, he would stop immediately upon hearing the holy names of Krishna and Hari. So children, they normally cry, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would only stop when people would chant Hari. So from his early age, he was already starting the mission. All the friendly ladies who came to see the child would chant the holy names Hari Hari as soon as the child would cry. When all the ladies saw this fun, they enjoyed laughing and called the Lord Gaurahari. Since then, Gaurahari became another of his names. Gaurahari. His childhood lasted until the date of Hatha Khadi, the beginning of his education, and his age from the end of his childhood until he married is called Pauganda. After his marriage, his youth began, and in his youth, he induced everyone to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra anywhere and everywhere. During his Pauganda age, he became a serious student and also taught disciples. In this way, he used to explain the holy name of Krishna everywhere. When teaching a course in grammar, Vyakaran, and explaining it with notes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught his disciples about the glories of Lord Krishna. All explanations culminated in Krishna, and his disciples would understand them very easily. Thus, his influence was wonderful. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami compiled a grammar in 2 parts named Lagu Harinamamrita Vyakaran and Brihad Harinamamrita Vyakaran. If someone studies these 2 texts in Vyakaran or grammar, he learns the grammatical rules of the Sanskrit language and simultaneously learns how to become a great devotee of Lord Krishna. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat 1st chapter, there is a statement about the method by which Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught grammar. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained the codes of grammar to be eternal, like the holy name of Krishna. Stated in Bhagavad Gita, Vedaista sarvar aham eva vedya. The purport of all revealed scriptures is understanding of Krishna. Therefore, if a person explains anything that is not Krishna, he simply wastes his life laboring hard without fulfilling the aim of his life. If one simply becomes a teacher or professor of education but does not understand Krishna, it is to be understood that he is among the lowest of mankind, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Naradhama Maya Paritagyana. If one does not know the essence of all revealed scriptures but still becomes a teacher, his teaching is like disturbing braying of an ass. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came and he started the Yuga Dharma. So when the Lord descends, just by his one act, he can perform many, he can achieve many results simultaneously. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavatir Bharata. So whenever there is decline in religious practice, I advent myself. So he specifically comes to give pleasure to his devotees, right? And when he comes, he also kills the demons. So that is it's like he also does that, but more importantly, he comes to give pleasure to his devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared so there are many reasons. I think it will come later, but maybe just briefly. The first, there are internal and external reasons he describes, Krishnadas Kaviraj describes. But in summary, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna, he wanted to experience the love of his devotees. How are they so happy? Like we can give, for example, a singer, if he is singing on the stage, and then the audience is so happy to, cheer up for the singer, but the singer can never experience what it is like to be in the audience. Right? The singer is singing, but he can never experience the chill of just shouting and singing together with everyone. So Krishna, he is the Lord himself, but what is it like to experience being devoted to him? He cannot experience by being Krishna. So that is why he comes as a devotee to experience this. So that is one reason. And the other reason is Advaita Acharya. We can see in the altar on the leftmost hand side, he is the incarnation of Sadashiva, and he was feeling very bad for the people of this age out of his compassion. So it is said the love for the Lord when it is reflected to people of this world, it transforms into compassion. So Advaita Acharya, he was very compassionate towards the suffering people of this world, and he was thinking, all these people, they can be liberated, they can be saved, but only Krishna himself can do this. So he sat beside the Ganga, and he offered Tulsi and Ganga Jal to Shaligram, and he intensely prayed for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear. So, hearing this call of Advaita Acharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also appeared. And the other reason is, of course, to start the Yuga Dharma, which is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So it's interesting because in the Srimad Bhagavatam, all the symptoms of Kali Yuga are described. You know, how people in this age are very manda sumanda matayo manda bhagyayo upadritaha, meaning they are always disturbed, their mind is disturbed. I forgot the exact verse, but it says that anyway, the people in this age, they are very unfortunate, you know, because they don't have much good qualities. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to give the highest thing, Krishna Prem, to the lowest among all the people. So it's like we go to the streets and we approach someone who is homeless, and then we give him $10 million. The person will think this man is crazy. So that's how crazy Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was. He came to the people of this age, and he gave the highest Krishna Prem to the most unfortunate people of this age. And Sukadev Goswami, he says, he tells Parikshit Maharaj, Kalir dosa nidhe rajan astihi eko mahatguna kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangha parambraje. Kali Yuga is full of faults, but there is one very good quality about this age, that just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you can achieve the supreme perfection. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give to the lowest of all Kali Yuga people. So we are all that case. It's called Kali Yuga case. We don't have any qualifications, we don't have much piety, but somehow, by some good fortune, we are able to participate in this movement. That is all I wanted to share. If there are anything someone would like to.
I have one question. I don't know if I might not heard correctly. You said Krishna and Gauranga. I think Gauranga comes once in a day, and Krishna comes once in the lifetime of Brahma.
No, both of them come in once.
Once in a lifetime.
No,
Or in a day.
every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Okay. Okay, and the other thing is, I think in the Bhagavad Gita we read that Krishna is also Kshetragya, so he knows what we feel and experience, and we also know ourselves. So, but we don't know what the other one is experiencing with emotions, feelings, and thoughts. So, like Gauranga came to this Kali Yuga world, or came to this world to experience also the love of Radha. So I suppose then in the spiritual world, there's not something like the Kshetragya, because Krishna is there manifested, or not, or is also in the spiritual world that That's what I would suppose that there is not like because it's personal. It's not like.
So you mean Krishna, he can experience everyone's emotions. So why he could not experience this emotion of how it is to love him? That's your question, yeah?
No, not really. The question is because Krishna cannot feel or experience what Radha is feeling because Radha is not a mortal being. So that's why I was thinking that it's not possible to Krishna could know how Radha is feeling love. That's why it came.
Yeah, it's described he wanted to feel, he wanted to taste what it is like to worship and taste that nectar. That is the internal reason that he came. Yeah, that's all I can share. I don't know much more than that. Any input, Prabhu? Anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, I have a question. You said that Lord Caitanya is also called Gaur Hari because in his youth he induced the women to chant Hari Hari. So my question is, there are different names of the Lord. What is the specific impact and meaning of Hari that it is so important for the Lord? Why? You can also say other names.
Specifically in this case, or?
Yeah, in this case of Mahaprabhu, why is his name Hari so much stressed by him? And what is the meaning of that name?
Let me take a look. I also don't know, honestly, but here it says Gaura Hari. I'm not sure, Prabhu. Maybe someone has some idea? Yeah? Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Hari means the one who takes everything.
Yeah.
Takes away.
Takes away, yes, everything. And this is also synonymous for God. Because God takes you all your material desires and all your material habits and everything what is bad, and takes away that you can come back to him. So therefore he is called Hari. And Hari is synonymous for God. So the golden God.
Hari. But because Krishna is also known as a butter thief, and he takes our heart. He's stealing our heart. Maybe this has some connection. He takes away what is not necessary, so that we can have more affection for him. Yeah, material things.
Yeah, that's the meaning of Hari, like Prabhu said. Yes, Mataji.
I think that there are 4 cases when Krishna takes everything away from the devotee. The 2 first, I think I have forgotten something about when it is dangerous. The first I don't remember. The third is he takes everything from a devotee to give him instead of this, let's say at last, the love of God. And the last case is when he really takes everything and somehow wants to get rid of the devotee. When it is, how to say, no hope. I listened to it, I listened to it in the lecture. Yes. So these 2 laws, they are very, very contradictory. So one is to give love, takes everything, and the last is takes everything to maybe to give a very hard lesson or convey to place where close now, something like this. Yes.
Yeah.
One more thing in this verse, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radha Vindavaneshwari. There's also this Gaura mentioned, that Radharani has this
golden complexion.
Maybe you can tell a little bit about that. Why is this connection?
Yeah, I think there is a pastime that's related. When Krishna, he went to one of these kunja, right? And previously Radharani, she had some haldi, that's a turmeric in her hand, and she washed. And when she was washing, she was so much thinking about Krishna. that she infused all this emotion into this pond. And then Krishna, he goes there and he sees this yellow pond. This was not there in Vrindavan, so I mean in that area. So he just touches it once and he gets a shock, kind of a spiritual shock. But he likes it very much. So he goes more deeper, and then he jumps into the pool. And when he comes out golden. So that's Gaurahari. Gauranga.
Gaura.
Yeah. Gaura is golden complexion. I just wanted to add to Hari. Hari is he who takes away everything. And Srila Prabhupada, he specifically says, quotes this verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and he relates it to his life, that when Krishna is very pleased with someone, he takes away everything. So then he has nothing left except Krishna. So he relates this to his life, how Krishna took everything away from his, let's say, material life. He had a business running, he had nice family. So he was always thinking, let me earn something and then I will use this for preaching. But Krishna took away everything. All the business went down. So later on he writes that Krishna took everything away, but that was his mercy, so I could surrender. Hari. But yeah, it's difficult for us to pray like that, to ask Krishna to take away everything, but we can still ask for the blessings of the devotees. Yeah. Anything else?
A question on the ground. So, during the lecture, when you were reading the text, you said that in Pauganda age, Lord Chaitanya was explaining the holy name. Yes, and I asked what it means. He was not explaining Mahamantra, he was not explaining the holy name.
What it means?
Yeah.
Well, it says he was explaining the holy name everywhere. So specifically he, in the previous one, it is said he wrote a Vyakaran, it's a grammar in Sanskrit, but how he taught this grammar was, it was all in relation to Krishna. So it's like teaching a subject, but in the subject you have examples of Krishna everywhere. So that is how he was teaching, it is said.
Yeah, you said the holy name, but Krishna has so many names. Why we say the holy name when there are so unlimited names? What is the meaning?
Yeah, the holy name. I think it's referring to Mahamantra, the holy name. But where does it, yeah, the holy name. That is the translation, of course, in English.
Okay.
Krishna Namera, name of Lord Krishna, is the Bengali.
It's one maybe.
Yeah, it says, Pauganda Vayase Paneda Padana Sisya Gane Sarvatra Karena Krishna Namera Vyakhayane. So Krishna Namera. So, and Prabhupada translates it as the holy name of Lord Krishna. It may be, yeah, can be many names. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki Jai. Shri Gour Purnima Mahotsav ki Jai. Shri Vijay Gauranga Dal Nithai ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.